Hey guys, Joe here. Welcome back to my channel. I am here today with my first ever story time on this channel. We're going to talk about me being in denial about being overweight. Yes, denial. Denial is one heck of a thing, and if you don't catch yourself, you can really go down a path of destruction. So I talked about myself a little bit in my first video that I posted here on YouTube. And I also went in depth a little bit more in my transformation video. But as many of you may know, if you watch my videos, I've been overweight my entire life. I noticed when I was in 3rd grade that I was a bit fluffier, so to speak, than my classmates. I was bigger than all of my friends, and you know, my family members just adapted that to me being big bone, which of course we know is not a thing, but that's what I thought of in my mind. Fast forward to middle school, it was the same thing, but I adapted some tomboyish ways, so it was just a thing for me. Like, I wasn't offended when people would call me fat. I wasn't offended, you know, when guys wouldn't, you know, attract to me, because in middle school, I really did not care. Now, we're going to fast forward a little bit more into high school when I became a bit more active. I was doing a lot more, you know, walking and so many other activities. And I did lose a little bit amount of weight. I'll try to attach a picture of me in high school here. But yeah, I was a little bit smaller, but I still was a bit heavier than most of my colleagues. So we're going to go now into my college years, and my college years were, they were a bit different for me simply because of the fact that it was the first ever time that I was away from home. It was only 4 hours away, but being that I was so sheltered as a child, and my parents, once again, they're super overprotective, I really didn't have the leeway to do things that I wanted to do, and that included eating whatever I wanted. So, you know, I never was a super overeater, and that's what most people think about when they think about you being overweight. You just being a glutton and eating everything in sight, but that's not even necessarily true. But anyway, back to the story. When I got to college, I went there with 2 of my best friends, and we had a ball. I remember my freshman year, I was eating out almost every single day, and I went to a historically black college, so we had hands on soul food almost all the time. I distinctly remember a place called Bethune Grill, and Bethune Grill offered the best chicken wings, the best fries in town, and we were eating that, guys, like literally every single day. But once again, I'm in college. I don't really care about my weight. I'm there for, you know, the learning aspect, the growth, all of that good stuff. So my health was not in sight. So fast forward to my senior year, and I had a moment where I was lost, and that all, you know, became apparent just in all of the different things that I was doing. I was just simply lost. And I talk about this a bit once again in my first video. I lost my friend to a car accident, and she was my roommate as well. And I was heartbroken. I didn't know what to do besides the fact that she was my roommate. She was also, once again, a very close friend of mine, and to lose her at such a young age, it really blew my mind, and I was questioning God, and I'm like, why did this have to happen? Why does it have to happen to the people that, you know, are striving or, you know, trying to change the world? I was doing a lot of questioning. I didn't really know what was the purpose of my existence, and because of that, I kind of went silent. Like, I literally didn't do a lot of talking. I distanced myself from a lot of people, and my parents were really looking into getting me therapy. To make a long story short, I mentioned that she was my roommate, so I had to finish my senior year. So she passed away in the beginning of August, and my senior semester of college was starting in the ending of August. So that literally was like a 2-week span for me to find somewhere else to live, and that wasn't I mean, I till to this day, I don't know how that happened, how I found my house, but God worked in mysterious ways. So, you know, with her passing, I did do a lot of drinking. I did a lot of relying on food for comfort. And, you know, during that phase, that's what got me through it. And I, you know, being a college student and once again not having the means to do as much as I want to, I just relied on fast food. So the McDonald's, the Little Caesars, that was my go-to. So I made it through my senior year of college. And of course, once you're finished with college, the next thing is you're supposed to jump in your career. You're supposed to have your dream job. And I didn't have any of that. I didn't have anything figured out. So on top of the depression that I was already facing, and I was slightly in denial about the depression. Like, I didn't really want people to feel sorry for me. So I kind of covered it up. That whole, you know, depression phase on top of the pressure of trying to figure out the what's next, it was so overwhelming. But I tell you all of this so I can really give you guys an idea of how deep my denial was. I got hired at a job in my college city in which I stayed there for a couple of months after graduation. And for this particular job, I had to find a uniform. And I remember vividly going to a store and picking up a size that I knew probably wouldn't be able to fit, but my mind was so faded and I was like, oh, I'm not that bad. I didn't gain that much weight, that I picked up the sizes anyway, thinking that I would be able to fit them. Now, give you an idea about how much weight that I had gained in that period of time. My freshman year, sophomore year, and a little bit of my junior year, I was in between a size 13 to about 14, maybe a 16, depending on what the outfit was. At this time, my senior year, I had plummeted all the way to a size 20 and in some cases a size 22. But I did not want to believe that I had gotten that big. And once again, I was trying to get over my depression and trying to hide it at the same time. So being overweight was just not in my membrane, even though it was very apparent. Things didn't work out in my college hometown and I made the decision to move. And moving was probably the best decision that I've ever made in my life, simply because I would probably have never started my weight loss journey if I didn't have that moment that I needed to have, that I'm going to share with you guys in a little bit. So I moved back home and I'm still engaging in unhealthy habits. I wake up and I have cheesecake for breakfast. I go hours without eating, and then when I finally do eat, I'm so hungry to the point where I eat everything in sight. And you know, I was still going down that path. My parents were very worried about me. My mom, she's the protector. She loves to, make me feel like I am a goddess, I am a queen, and I can accomplish anything. So she never hurt my feelings. My dad, on the other hand, he was blunt. He let me know that I had packed on the pounds and, I needed to figure something out. But once again, I always had that, thing in the back of my head that I am not that big. I am not that bad. Whatever you're saying, you're just saying it to be mean. I'm not that bad, whatever. So the day when I finally realized that I was overweight and I needed to do something about it came. And this day was my brother's senior homecoming game. All the football players ended up taking a family photo with the principal. So it was me, my mom, and my brother in a family photo. Now, when my brother got this photo and he brought it in the room and he showed me, I looked at the photo, no lie, for 2 minutes straight. 2 minutes straight, and I looked back at him and I said, is that me? Like, I was so shocked that I had gained so much weight, and I really wish that someone was there in the background recording, because my facial expression was priceless, because I could not believe that I had gained so much weight. And I'll show the picture here. And like I said, I at that time had no idea how much I weighed because I kept away from the scale. I didn't want to get on the scale. I was living my life and that was that. But that picture, it's scared me in a sense, and I really did not understand how I could do that to myself. Now, I'm not sure how many of you can relate, but I had gotten so caught up in what I perceived myself to be that I was invested in makeup, I was invested in new clothes every week to cover up the true me, to cover up what I've been trying to run away from all along. And seeing that picture made me understand, okay, you need to do something about what's going on, and you need to do it now. Look back at that period in my life, and I am so filled with gratitude, because had not those events occurred, I could quite possibly still be living in denial and packing on weight as I went along. So I am really challenging you guys to dig deep, do some self-awareness, do some self-check-in, and really think about something that you may be in denial about. You might not see it right now, but when you really uncover some of those hidden things that you've swept away for so long, there has to be something that you might be in denial about. So I want you guys to share that in the comments below. Hopefully this video has touched you in some way. You may not have experienced the same things as me, but I know we are human. There are just certain things that we're in denial about. Please be sure to comment. Also, please like this video if it has helped you in any way. Also, if you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel because there is some great content coming. Once again, I'm Jo. Peace and love.